an exciting one after the snooze fest that was Japan.
Biggest win is that their strategy almost worked.
I don't know.
Seems like we're good
I'm
right
going to
now.
sleep with one eye open today.
Someone's predictions almost turned out to be correct.
Oh yes, he is the first bencher. You know, मैडम उसने ये किया पीछे वो चल रहा है. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Episode 9, right after the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Very interesting Bahrain Grand Prix too.
Such an exciting one after the snooze fest that was Japan.
Oh, definitely. But like, come on, dude. This was a little too much entertainment.
Yeah, from the first lap itself, from the first moment itself, we were just like at the edge of our seats.
Yeah.
With Norris first gaining 3 points, then having a 5-second penalty.
Yep.
Then Leclerc going fourth, then third, then fourth. We were just like, what is happening? For a while, I genuinely had no idea what was happening.
I think the only thing that was certain to call from today's race was our man Piastri flying far ahead of the flock, dude.
Yeah. Like there was so much switching up happening, but nothing for first place. Like Piastri was gone.
Steady, yeah. He was so steady today, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that was like one of his best drives yet.
Yes, very clean.
Yeah.
And no goof ups in the beginning.
Zero. Dude, what a start for that matter. He
Yeah.
took off on Leclerc, yeah?
Yeah. And, his teammate Norris is known for goofing up his P1 starts.
Oh, definitely. He screws up more poles than like anybody else I've seen.
Exactly. And like Piastri showing that he is not going to live with that tag.
Mm-hmm.
He had a clean run to the victory today. And great, because, when the safety car came, he had a 6-second gap to Russell at that point. And I'm like, oh, now the gap's going to go. Is he going to, is he going to have a moment of weakness? Is Russell going to actually challenge him? No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like,
it was masterful. In fact, the timing of him pushing his car back on and getting the race resumed was kind of perfect because, see, anybody who sees the safety car move away has to, of course, take their shot because they're the race leader. They get to decide when the race resumes.
Yep.
But to have that knowledge of the turn coming up, waiting for it to finish the apex and then just zooming off into the abyss was insane. It was absolutely insane.
It was amazing. And on that note, Russell also had a great drive.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So he qualified P2, then got a place penalty, but has ended up P2, although
still under investigation and we haven't heard much yet. So
yeah, for some DRS infringement. And from what I could understand, his dashboard was not working.
Right, yeah.
He had no control over DRS. Like, it seemed like his car was malfunctioning.
So from everything, I saw and understood, essentially what he had to do was rely on his pit crew telling him when to use DRS and when he's within that zone, which they can see, of course, on their screens. And he couldn't see anywhere because he doesn't have a display in front of him now. And usually on the driver's steering wheel, where the display is, it tells you, like the engineers can push the information as to what your gap is to the leader, to the person in front of you. So it makes it a lot easier for you to strategize how much you're pushing in which part of the track. Whereas without it, you don't know what speed you're
driving
going, you don't know what gear you're on, you don't know anything. And think of it, in the middle, I remember, just after it happened, he had this little scene with his gearbox. He said it stopped functioning.
Correct.
Now, to think of it, they asked him to change some settings. Very quickly, they asked him to change some settings. But to a rookie like me, it seemed kind of hard to even understand how driving at those speeds, you were able to, without a display, do your setup right.
Yeah.
Which clearly worked for him because he held on to his position after that.
Definitely.
So, yeah, man, a master drive from him too.
I loved his response, which was like, if the steering wheel, until the steering wheel falls off, we're fine, we're good. I was like, go Russell, that's good. Fighting spirit from him. And it's a little harsh if he gets that DRS infringement with all that was working against him. So although that might bring Leclerc up to podium, yeah, P3. Yeah. If Russell gets a penalty, but I still don't wish it upon him. Like I think he deserved it with his drive today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Considering that he's driven without any electronic stats on him for the last 7 laps of the race. Yeah, it's a master drive.
Yeah. Leclerc did drive really well. He held off Norris for a really long time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Al-
On hards.
Although, I mean, like, I do feel a little somewhere that the Ferrari does need to work on its pace. It seemed like the balance of the car was off. And this is just coming from a rookie like me, where I could see both Hamilton and Leclerc really struggle on those turns. Like, every time they tried to overtake someone on a turn, it rarely worked out unless the other person legit just gave up.
And this is after their whole underbody upgrade.
Yeah,
and
listen, that clearly the upgrades worked. They're both in a really good fighting stance now, at least somewhere.
All I'm saying is, last time they finished P4 and P5 this year, we got like a shocking news 20 minutes after. So I guess keep checking your phones.
Well, it's been a little more than 20 minutes since the race ended.
I don't know.
Like
I'm going to sleep with one eye open today. Tomorrow morning, double disqualification.
I mean, listen, it worked in the opposite sense today, didn't it? I woke up and found out that Charles was up in the front row while he was trying to race. And I was like, what? What happened?
Which is why I'm like, he already got an advantage over Russell, start of this race. So I do hope Russell does not get a 10-second penalty.
Agree.
77 points, Norris leads the board. 74 points, Oscar Piastri's coming for him.
Woof.
Coming for him. And then is Max Verstappen with 69 points. Russell is also not far behind. Not sure of the exact points, but somewhere in the 60s.
That's not too bad.
And then there is quite a significant drop to Leclerc in 5th with 30-something points.
Yikes. I mean, that's a 2-race difference, but I get it. It's been 4 races. We've not come onto the podium yet.
Yeah.
Ferrari is having a tough season.
Like last season, although it didn't, it was Max mainly, and then Lando came in a little bit, and Sainz had after his appendix.
Yeah.
So there was action going on, but I feel like Ferrari was still doing quite well. Like Leclerc was getting podiums, which has not happened this year.
True.
So I'm just feeling a little skimmish. Like I'm just like, what's going on, Ferrari? Come on now.
Yeah, I kind of get it.
I think their biggest win is Hamilton going from P9 to P5.
No, their biggest win is that their strategy almost worked. Strategy, bravo, guys. Fucking bravo to you guys, man. You actually made it work for once.
Yeah.
From all the alpha, omegas, and deltas, bravo worked for them. Coming out on 2 medium tires back to back and then going in for that third, which just so by their luck came under a virtual safety car and then a normal safety car, was honestly Ferrari's strategy for once working out.
Yeah. They went for hards, which the 2 drivers did struggle with.
Right.
But yeah, it did, especially Hamilton, it gave him a big leg up in it. And I do wonder if they should have maybe sent out Leclerc in softs.
Because we saw second?
Yeah, because we saw Russell did manage with softs for 27 laps.
That's a different car altogether. And I don't think the Ferrari has the ability to go for that long on soft tires. We've seen it before, and I think the tire degradation.
Like I felt like even Mercedes wouldn't, like, because 27 laps on a soft is quite a lot in a country which is hot. Although it's cooler at night, but still it's hot. And we did hear Norris on the radio saying that the soft tires are good. So,
all in all, however, I do feel like Russell can't be really added to this list of tires because he whispers to them. I don't know what he does.
But I mean, Charles is also known to be good at tire management.
Definitely,
so
but then there's also Ferrari's pushing him to follow team orders, and Delta, Bravo, Charlie, and Alpha are just like playing very happy.
I just have one desire for this podcast. One day, I just want someone from the Ferrari pit crew to be on this podcast to explain to us what each of these letters stand for. Like, that's all I want.
I don't think you're ever going to find that out, considering if they put it onto our podcast, the world's going to know.
But then they can switch it up. No, then they can just
What's the point of us knowing it then? They're just going to change it after telling us.
I was so frustrating. Every race we're trying to guess what is plan A, what is plan B, what is plan C.
I think that's kind of their point, you know. Like this leg of the race is just like, let's keep our fans guessing. Let's not screw with them too much.
Fine, whatever. It worked today. So
Yeah, it definitely worked today.
we'll get that. Ollie Behrman comes 10th again.
From 20th though.
That's crazy.
Let's not.
Ciao, guys. Ciao.
He's good. He had a really good run.
Yeah, I wish he was saying ciao today. He would have so many
Listen,
opportunities.
he felt bad the first time he did it. Also, I don't think he's doing it again.
He should do it.
He should definitely do it. No doubt about
Imagine 10 people, he would be like ciao, ciao, ciao.
Technically more. I think if you see the number of overtakes
Yeah, he
he's
must have
gotten,
actually-
he might have added a few more than that.
Yeah, and I'm so glad he's in the points again. Haas is now number 5th on the constructors. Although that meant, with Behrman getting points, it meant our little Kimi Antonelli finished out of the points this race.
Listen, as a rookie who performed into the points the first 3 races and then in the 4th finally dropping, not too far behind the points also, it's fine. I think that kid deserves a break, honestly. I'm doing math homework, man.
That's so sweet. He's like, I'm gonna ask George for some help on my math.
You know, someone, so they were doing the pre-race event, right, yesterday, and someone raised a banner saying, we'll help you with your maths, and I'm just like, that's so fucking cute.
That is really cute. But yeah, I mean, I think it's more like we just love seeing him do well.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was just hoping he inches into the points, but then I was like, oh, if he gets it, then Behrman doesn't. Just torn between my 2 rookies. Like, so sad. Yuki was 9th, guys. The curse is officially broken.
Yep, he brought the Red Bull back into the points.
Yes, with Max Verstappen being 6th. He was 6th at the end. He was 6th. He overtook Max.
Oh yeah, he was 6th. He overtook Gasly at the end.
Yeah, he was 7th for till like the last second, and then
I think he overtook 2 turns before the end, if I'm not wrong.
Almost the last second. Literally on the last lap, he finally overtook. Not Gasly, right? Ocon.
Gasly.
Oh, Gasly. Sorry. So he overtook Gasly and he got 6th, but Yuki is 9th.
Yep.
Only 3 places between the 2 Red Bulls. That is a miracle. A real miracle.
I think that's Red Bull's car performing the way it's supposed to without Max using his immense skills to push the car as far as he can.
Yeah, but Yuki's doing a good job.
I agree. I totally agree. Yuki's finally getting the car where it's supposed
to. Because not only coming into Q1, but keeping it in the top 10.
Right, yeah.
Fighting it out. He and Sainz had some real mess happen. That was bad.
I mean, yes. Did you see Sainz's car after that?
Yeah, it felt like, someone like bit into it.
Yeah.
It's just so bad. Which led to the safety car, which led to, all the free pit stops. So, yeah, and poor Sainz, he was having such a good race. I was like, this is his race. And then
I feel like if Sainz is as good a racer as everyone thinks he is.
He is.
No, that's what I'm saying. If he really is that good, and I'm one of those people who thinks that he's good, so like if he's as good as we all think he is, I don't think this is going to affect him negatively.
No, I don't think it's about affecting him negatively. He's going to come back in Saudi with a good mindset. But it's just that, when you finally have a good opportunity and you're not able to make the most of it, it hurts. Like, I'm sure it's a little frustrating for him, and it's really frustrating for his fans.
True that.
He qualified P8 after so long. Like, it feels like so long. Just wins 4 races. But feels like a long time.
I agree. But like, given everything, I would say this is just the beginning of his comeback.
Yeah.
I feel like he's finally understanding that car, and I think the team's finally understanding him a lot more.
I still can't believe this was the 4th race. We have 20 races to go.
A lot of racing left.
A lot of episodes, a lot of races.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, but if you're doing 2 episodes almost per race, by the end of this, we'll have 48 episodes.
Yeah, plus some break week episodes, so we'll be 50 plus.
We'll have 50 plus. That's crazy, guys. I like it.
Well, 1/5 of the way almost.
I just hope in all these races, there's one really good moment for Sainz that we can talk about. Because that's all I want.
Yeah.
Poor guy suffered.
Speaking of suffering, someone who usually suffers did really well today. Pierre Gasly, my friends.
Oh,
What
yes.
the hell?
Yes, Gasly
That
killed
man
it.
has taken the Alpine and put it onto the what
Yeah,
has he done today?
because till today's race, Alpine was doing real bad.
Yeah.
They were the last. I mean, they're still second last on the constructors, but I mean,
Who's
Gasly is made
behind them?
Sauber.
Of course.
Yeah, but no, I think they're equal points because Bortoletto and Hulkenberg got points in the first race. So I think they're both at 6 on constructors. Just mind blowing. But yeah, Gasly has done the impossible with the car this week.
Yeah, definitely.
An amazing job holding Verstappen back.
First taking Verstappen,
Yep.
which was hard enough.
Yep.
Then holding him back till the end of the race was insane defense. Like we saw him really hold him back for a couple of turns. At the end, of course, the Red Bull pace did overtake the Alpine, but Gasly in the points, guys. That's something to really give it to him for.
Amazing, just amazing. It felt like for a while Doohan would also get points, maybe, but because Doohan's seat shaky right now.
Yeah.
So I was hoping he gets the points, and that helps him hold on to it for a little longer, but slowly slipping away.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah.
I wonder after Saudi we have a week break. Is Colapinto going to be the one we see in Miami?
Whoa. I think.
Because see, once they go towards the Americas,
right.
Colapinto,
Yeah, I get that, and I'm pretty sure they'll give him, of course, like FP laps and stuff.
That's too small for Colapinto.
But I don't think they'll replace him for an entire race.
So yeah, what were your faves and fails from this race, Jashan?
Before we get into faves and fails, there's one more thing we need to address. Yeah. Someone's predictions almost turned out to be correct.
Oh yes, of course you'll have to point that out.
Of course I do. I mean, listen, what am I predicting these things for?
Fine,
I'm not getting anything.
Fair.
Bragging rights is all I get.
Yeah.
I was so close.
You were very close. I think at the last moment I was hoping Norris does not take Russell.
I wanted so bad for Norris to take Russell just to get me that 100%.
Yeah. To remind you guys about what happened is that you predicted Piastri, then Norris,
and then Russell, yeah.
And the actual thing is Piastri, Russell, then Norris. Unless Russell gets a 5-second penalty.
Or, yeah. Listen, yay. Yay for me.
Russell, your downfall is being planned here by him.
I mean, your downfall ain't being planned, buddy, but the benefit of your downfall is definitely being planned.
So, what were your faves and fails from this race?
Faves this race has to be the amount of positions gained by everyone, honestly, man. Like, Hamilton did a massive amount of overtaking. Verstappen did a lot of overtaking, went all the way to 20th, came back to 6th. Hamilton on the same front went quite far back, came up to 5th. Doohan 20 to 10. I think that's one of the biggest faves of my race was the amount of action we saw today was nuts.
Yeah.
Fails, I think I would point out what happened to both Red Bull cars in the pit.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that?
So for me, the fail is Verstappen losing out his only opportunity, his only clean opportunity to take off Lando behind him and to get that clean area to run through.
Yeah.
And this was when Lando's already got a 5-second penalty, so you have to monetize it. And then to get screwed for a 4.7 second pit stop is just, that's a fail.
And it happened twice to
him.
It
happened twice to him, once to Tsunoda.
Yeah. The similar problem for both Max and Tsunoda in that turn, which was that I think there was some light or something.
Yeah, so the way it works is in the pit lane, you have like a stop and go light which someone's holding, and there's one that's the main one. Now the light of course turns red so that you stop, you hit your brake, they change, turns yellow when they're doing the changes, and then it turns green when the engineers are finally all giving their thumbs up. The main person inside will give it a green, and then the driver takes off. But it seems that the car didn't, even though it was dropped to the floor, the light didn't go green, so he got stuck there. And the same thing happened to Tsunoda as well, where the light didn't turn green, so he got stuck there.
So that seemed like a proper pit issue. But the second time, I'm not sure what happened with Verstappen.
In the pit itself, I think it was the same issue, because they do get fined if they don't listen to that light.
Oh.
Because it's an unsafe release, then you get penalties for points.
Not good. It was already a challenging week.
Yeah,
and then,
yep.
Yeah, not good at all. My fave was watching Leclerc's defense today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like he did a really good job
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
Norris, and there was so many nail-biting moments.
Way too many.
Yeah, like we were at the edge of our
Yeah,
seat, going
For
crazy.
sure.
Like, oh,
I still remember me jumping around when Hamilton almost took Norris. I was flying off the sofa, guys, like genuinely.
fail for me. Interesting. I don't know if I won this race.
Really?
No, it was a great race. What is that?
There were quite a few fails, man.
Like?
I can list them out.
No, like Sainz, yes, I'm really sad. He was P20 and then he like DNF'd and all of that. I'm sad about this.
Yeah.
But fail, I consider something like you pointed out, Max and GP, like something that really went wrong. Or something that shouldn't have happened, or like something controversial is what I consider a fail. So
can I point out a second fail?
Sure, go for it.
Are we going to talk about how Lando goes off track and complains that he's been pushed off?
See, the thing is, again, that's drivers. Like, I feel like in the genetics,
back to back, bro. This is back to back. It happened the last race with Max. Now again, he's done it with Lec.
Yeah, but I feel like it's in their genes to try and complain and try and get some kind of benefit. Like, it's just in them. And then when they reflect on it, they're like, yeah,
maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah, we shouldn't have. So I think it's fine. Like, it's just them. They're all crybabies. In some way or the other, some are bigger, some are smaller, but they're all crybabies. Because they're all, like, imagine, like, such small things can make such a big difference.
Yeah, right? Definitely, of course.
So I give it to them, dude. If I was, like, driving at that speed and I saw someone do something which could possibly benefit me, I'd point it out. Max pointing out that Lando was over the line in the start.
Yeah. Dude, Max, pay attention to your own car. What the fuck you doing looking around at the start of the race like that?
To me, it's like he's 2 places behind Norris.
No, one place behind. He was literally on the left at the back. Norris was on the right. Verstappen is right here, and he can see that his car's rolled ahead a little bit.
It's just so funny though, because he's always the one pointing it out.
Yeah.
Do you remember there was some track last year where there was a yellow flag or something, and Norris didn't slow down for it?
Oh,
and it was Max only pointed out.
Yep.
And then he got a very big penalty.
Yeah, Max is like the FI's favorite pet.
But he's not, because they are like at loggerheads.
Yeah, but he's also the one who gives them the most amount of business in that sense.
He is the first bencher. You know, madam, उसने ये किया, पीछे वो चल रहा है. That's him.
But he's the first bencher to the cool teacher in that case, because like nobody's wanting it. Actually, no, the teacher's not cool.
His first bencher don't care who the teacher is. उनको चुगली करनी है बस.
True that.
So yes, that great exciting weekend.
Yep.
Hopefully Saudi will be as good.
I think it might. Same amount of heat, a very, very complicated track on top of that. And the drivers seem a little more pumpy right now, dude. They all seem to have some fight in them that we haven't seen until now.
I agree. We're still waiting for our 4th winner, like a race winner. So maybe Saudi will be where we get it.
Yeah, nice little red flag flying around should be good.
We will be back with our main episode before this Saudi Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to learning about that track because I'm a little interested to see how the tracks are different between Bahrain and Saudi.
Right.
I'm also keen to recap about Saudi races because I feel like I don't know much about it.
Really?
Like I can't even remember much about last year's Saudi Grand Prix. Like what happened? Right?
Yeah, okay. We'll do some homework.
Of course we will, and we will be back reporting all of that to you guys, so stay tuned.
See ya.
Bye.